What's up, everybody? It's Showtime is Blazer King with King's Critiques, and we're here for the season finale of Dr. Ameku to figure out the dry drowning incident with a twist of a locker room murder case. These kind of things are always fascinating. Again, I do need to find a place to watch Detective Conan because I really would love to catch up to that show. So, like, if you all know of a good source for it, in case the one that I have doesn't work, let me know in some DMs, huh? That said, though, as per usual, it'd be highly appreciated if you could hit the like button and subscribe. And if you're not going to have for conversations, at least let the whole video run through. Let me get to watch them because that would be highly appreciated. That said, though, I'm not going to waste much time. I'm just going to get into it. So let us roll and see who the true culprit is and if Takahashi is going to have to leave Ameku's side. Alright, we left off last episode with the culprit literally walking into the room. So, it's time to have the reveal. And I don't know if you hear that, I apologize if you do, but we got a low-ass flying plane. Unfortunately, I probably won't have the luck of being Donnie Darko, so. But, I'm going to hold a small guessing game right before things kick off. And honestly, my guess, it was the father. Like, it was the head of the institution. That is my guess. Oh, wait, no, the other guy? Okay, that was my second guess, to be fair. I think I did say it at some point in the last episode that I kind of thought it might be him, too. I only jumped to the father because, like, he might be old, but him being winded going to discover the body of his son. But then I also kind of negated my thought on that because his son wouldn't have called him if that was the case, so that's probably the more likely situation. Because we were the ones that told him to tell you that, jackass. I just did that thing where I left my mouth open a little bit when I was unpausing. I need to be more of a professional when I'm doing the fucking takes, because, again, editing the small videos kind of, like, always awkward to have my mouth slightly open when I'm clipping to the next part. I just... Actually, they kind of have a point on this. For a professional, he kind of did something that the average person would do in that situation. You know, directly check the heartbeat and then proceed to do CPR. But a professional should have a couple extra methods to make sure that things are alright before trying CPR or any kind of other resuscitation. I mean, like, to be fair, it is kind of nepotism, and I understand why they'd piss him off. Especially because I'm pretty sure, you know, the other guy doesn't really want to take over, per se. You know, maybe half in part because of the affair, half in part because he's happy where he is. This kind of shit happens all the time with nepotism. You know, the father always wants to put the one next in line in charge, even though they might not give a shit. Go call, Taka. Go call. Ah, that explains it. L nerd. Actually, I have an answer to that, too. What, Taka not going to say how we dry drowned him? Or is that going to be an us information thing? Unless there is another culprit that took out the child. Well, child. Adult. Asshole. God, I just realized that character's supposed to be in his 20s, so technically to me he could be called a child. I hate being old, chat. I hate being old. But here's the thing, like, the other guy does have an alibi for what happened. So, like, did him and his cuckold affair partner fucking do the thing together? Was it the father? Am I not incorrect about that? Because honestly, when I said that earlier, I was obviously thinking I was mistaken because of the situation at hand. But maybe it's true. Was it the woman who did it to, you know, defend her lover? Suppose we'll see. So you have 12 hours to figure it out. See, honestly, even if they were to arrest the other guy, how did he do it, even if he is the one to blame? Because logically, it's pretty much what I said in the first part. Like, the only way that this could actually be done would be if you knew how long somebody needed to be underwater to let water enter their system to not, like, trigger for X amount of time later. But, if that was the case, wouldn't the guy who died have, like, given some sort of warning when he was dying when he made that phone call? Maybe it is the father, but then again, wouldn't he have, like, wouldn't the father have not sent people upstairs and just discovered it later? There's a lot of intrigue and mystery to this thought process. And I've seen a lot of locked room cases solved in other shows, Detective Conan, but ah, this is a hard call. Because, like, we've seen very little bodies of water be, like, mentioned in this three-parter for the man to have even been taken to. So the only thought that it could have been would have been, like, fucking being knocked out, which only way to do that would have been to have some sort of... It was the wife, or not the wife, but the affair partner. I'm like 99% sure it could have been her. Because, like, she works in plastic surgery. So having anesthesia is completely possible to just be able to sneak away. And, like, getting revenge on the brother for injuring her lover. Yeah, now, honestly, she's the biggest culprit in my mind now, thinking on that. No, you are not. Like, even taking away the teasing from the other doctor, y'all are best friends. She ain't letting this go until the very last minute. Okay, child or not, though, you are kind of a brat. Let's just put that out there. Oh, good, so now we're going to go through a montage of the entire season. You know, I've said a couple of times in recent recordings that I've been more emotional during these past couple of weeks, and man, the season finale of the anime season really does just hit hard for a lot of shows. He's going to say something that's going to make something trigger, though. Like, I can damn well bet. He didn't get punched, he was headbutt. No. Remember, he said that he got grabbed with both hands on the collar and then hit, as in a headbutt. Is she realizing it now? Brain blast! She understood. And what did I just say? He was going to say something to make her think. And he did just that. Especially because I don't realize how she thought it was a punch, considering in her brain blast, she literally went by the fact where the brother said, "My brother grabbed me by my jacket with both hands." How would he get punched in the head if both hands were there? Like, did the dude have a third arm that came out of nowhere and just went... Nah, man, that was just BAM! Right in the head. And to put in another context, only one truth prevails. See, the culprit is one of two people in this room, and it's not the brother. It's connected to the brother, but it ain't the brother. And I'm kinda going for the little missy over there to the right. Oh, wait, it didn't even have to be he was specifically brought somewhere to be drowned. Like, there's a complete other thing that could have had access to, I guess, by any doctor, but again, it's a thing I think is more likely for a plastic surgeon to have: saline, which is water-like. Well, that was your fault for not paying attention, for the record. What the fuck did I say? Actually, it does matter for a couple of different reasons, because the thing that probably actually inflicted that cut on his head was when the glasses scraped against him during that headbutt. Okay, that's not where I thought she was going with that, admittedly. Oh, so the brother was already sick. But how did that lead to a dry drowning incident? I mean, I know she's going to go over it and explain, but... Well, no, that kind of makes sense. Our bodies are like 80% water or something, so that, I guess, kind of makes sense. Is it flowed in from other aspects and just all kind of... Yeah, alright, sure. But that means that something had to have happened in the in-between. Maybe going to find some medicine for his headache or something? Or am I just completely wrong and in the end he killed himself? Which, I mean, I guess could be a thing if you don't, like, pay attention to your family's medical shit. So you don't know what's going on up here, so you just kind of continue about your day. So, yeah, in the end, the brother just ended up killing himself after one too strong of a headbutt and not taking care of himself. Damn. Yeah, the irony of this ending off with cherry blossoms and another show that started recently using them as a key aspect is kind of funny to me. Yeah, sure. You know, in the long time it has been since I watched Detective Conan, this really did do just fine to fill that need, but also make me want to go find it and watch it so much more. So honestly, I think after I finally catch up to One Piece, probably like a week or two after it starts back up on Saturday, I might have to go find Detective Conan, because that's currently on a delay, so if I work hard towards it, maybe I'll actually catch up to it before it comes back too. That'd be kind of sick, because I think Crunchyroll does at least play the new episodes of that. But, like I said, it'd be appreciated if, someone could let me know as a place I could watch it in case the link I have doesn't work. Because that's the one thing I definitely have to watch, not legitimately. Not for my own personal joy, because it's literally not available for like 500 episodes or more on all of the places that are legally allowed to watch things. Because, like, Netflix has selected parts from Detective Conan on there, but not whole seasons. Crunchyroll has the last, like, 300 episodes, I think. But that's still, like, 500 episodes since I last watched. So, yeah, I'll need to figure that out at some point, so let me know in the comment section and DM somewhere if you have some sort of idea. But on that topic, also let me know of any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. And, of course, let me know what you thought of this show. Have you watched Detective Conan or any other mystery-involved show? Did you think this compared to it? I think it did, honestly. That's why some parts I use the fucking case-solved music, and kind of disappointed I don't get to use it for this because I don't think it's, like, called for when the case is revealed to be self-inflicted, but it's crazy because it's not even, like, suicide per se. It was self-inflicted on accident. Is accidental suicide a thing? I guess it technically would be. It's like when you're fucking around, like, doing something near a riverbank or something, and you trip, fall, and crack your head open on a rock below. I don't know what the legal term for it would be, but that's where we're at with this case, and everything worked out in the end. And honestly, of things that deserve a season 2, I really want to see a season 2 of this just because there's a lot of other medical emergencies that they could make use of. A lot of other generic mystery cases they could implant in things, kind of like they did with the locker room case. There's so many things they could do with this show, and I want to see more. If there's a manga, one of those cases where I might consider to look it up one day if I ever get a random burst of, hey, I want to read something. But you can let me know your opinions, like I said, in the comment section down below. And please hit like, subscribe to the gaming channel in the description down below. Ring both bells, like Facebook, follow Twitter, and Blue Sky. Keep updated with things. TikTok, Patreon with the full unedited visuals and audio of the stuff I upload here. And go follow on Twitch, subscribe for benefits, can do so at Twitch Prime for free. That helps me out immensely. But subscribing to the red platform helps out longer for the long term. I've been here, as I always say. Check out the playlist here. Let it run, watch some stuff, have conversations, all that good stuff. Check out the video here. It's either what YouTube recommends to you or what is the bigger video of the cut-up version. And that all being said, spend the Blaze King with King's Critique. Ta-ta for now. Peace.